So last night I watched The Rip on Netflix, which of course is the new cop thriller from starring Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and got the Chinese guy from The Walking Dead and Iman Shumpert's ex-wife as well. It was a pretty good film. As far as Netflix films goes, as far as thrillers go, and it was a quintessential modern Netflix film and Matt Damon and Ben Affleck actually said this in the build-up where they're going to repeat the plot multiple times because they're going to assume people aren't watching it. And that's exactly right, and that's exactly what they should do, because, yeah, I'm not sitting there locked in for The Rip, watching it for 2 hours, however long the movie was. I don't even know how long it was, because most of the time I was on Twitter tweeting, right? So it was on in the background, it was background viewing, and as far as background viewing goes, it was pretty good, right? There was times when I was engaged, times when I'm, on my phone scrolling. That's what's going to happen when you're watching a film on Netflix, though. I'm sorry, in 2026, that's what's going to happen. Nobody is locking in and just focusing purely on a film for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, bro. Those days are over, in my opinion. Unless you're in the cinema. And this film wasn't in cinema. Unless it's in cinema, no one's sitting down and locking in for that long. Right? It's not happening. But, I liked the cast. I liked Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck had a lot of aura in this film. Of course, it was forced aura because, it's just a Netflix film. It's not like he's playing Batman where, rightfully aura has been given to you. He's kind of has to force it because it's his own it's an original character. But he's smoking cigarettes inside like it's the 80s. It was good, Again, like I said, it's forced though, because no Fed in 2026 is doing that. No Fed is in a Fed office rassing a cigarette. That's not happening, bro. So I say you're kind of forcing it there. But, other than that, he had a very good performance in the movie though. I'll be honest, very good performance from both, in my opinion, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. In my opinion, good performances all round. It was a solid film. It's not the type of film that I would have typically gone and seen in cinema. I'm happy that it was a Netflix release because, again, this film in cinema wouldn't have done good numbers because it's not that great. And I think films to actually make a ton of money at the box office now have to be like great films. You can't have that. Mediocre films like this don't go to cinema anymore, or less and less they're going to cinema. Mediocre films like this just go to Netflix. And I say it's mediocre. It's a solid film. Like, it's better than some other films I've reviewed on here. It's better than Venom 3, better than Novocaine. Like, I enjoyed yeah, I probably say I enjoyed it more than Novocaine. Nobody 2. Nobody 2 did feel a bit like diminishing returns, to be fair, compared to Nobody 1, which is really good. I want to say The Rip's better than Nobody 1. Nobody 2, sorry. No, not better than Nobody 1, but better than Nobody 2. And again, those films were like, 2.5-star films. The Amateur was probably like another 2.5-star film. It's probably better than The Amateur. Oh, no, The Amateur was solid, though. No, this was better than The Amateur. In my opinion, this was better than The Amateur. Better cast as well. But I would give it a comfortable 3 stars. A comfortable 3 stars. The quintessential modern Netflix film. You can tell that they're not spending loads of money on the budget. You can tell they spent probably most of the money getting Matt Damon and Ben Affleck for this film. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no crazy sets, no huge, gigantic set pieces like that would have cost loads of money. Nothing like that. Very few indoor sets. I can see how Netflix could have made this movie for relatively cheaply. And respect to them, because they made a decent film for what it was. Like I said, for secondary viewing, it's solid. Is it the type of film that I'm going to go back and rewatch loads of times? Well, before I press record, I was thinking I probably wouldn't watch this again. But to be honest, I could see myself putting this on in the background again. Do you know what I mean? And not really paying attention to it. I could definitely see myself doing that. So, do you know what I mean? I could see myself, I could go downstairs right now after I finish recording this and put The Rip on in the background, make some food, go on my phone. Do you know what I mean? I could put it on and technically that would be counted as a view. So would you count it as me watching it? I don't know. Because I did that loads with Rebel Moon. I watched Rebel Moon through. I watched Rebel Moon 1 and 2 through first. And then after that, I slapped it on again. Rebel Moon 1 in particular, I slapped on loads of times just in the background. Just because it was something to have on as background music. Basically while I'm playing FM or doing something, So, will I view The Rip again? Probably. But will I sit down and lock in and watch it? No, because it's a thriller where, and a lot of thrillers suffer from this, once the end sort of twist happens and you see it, you experience it, you can't forget that. So now, next time you watch it, you already know what's going to happen. And that's sort of the problem with these types of movies, unless they're generationally great movies Infinity War, I could watch that loads and loads of times. Even though I know how the movie starts, how it ends, I know that. But Infinity War is just peak cinema to me. The Rip, of course, is not peak cinema. But a really solid film. And like I said, I'm going to give it a comfortable 3 stars here. Comfortable 3 stars. Yeah, I can't give it more than that. I could give it 3.5 because it wasn't bad. But yeah, I'll give it a comfortable 3. 3 out of 5 stars for The Rip. Let me know what you guys thought of the film. You know, did you enjoy the performances? Did you enjoy the thriller aspect, the storyline, the twists? Did you enjoy all of that? And let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What would you rate The Rip? Would you give it a 3 out of 5 stars like me, or would you give it higher? And will you be watching The Rip again? Let me know. Another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.